Hey, everybody, this is Ted Check, recovering reporter. So, President Joe Biden pardoned his son, Hunter Biden. I think we kind of all knew that that was happening, was going to happen, even though he said that he was adamant that it wasn't going to happen. He did it anyway. And I don't really think that many people were surprised at that. But there's several stories that have come, several storylines that have come out of it, several nuances. So we need to look at this. This is a story from NBC News. Joe Biden pardoned his son Hunter Biden on Sunday night, a reversal for the president who repeatedly said he would not use his executive authority to pardon his son or commute his sentence. So it's a reversal. It makes it sound, that word, that key word right there, reversal, makes it sound so very normal or typical or homogenized. It's just a reversal. Not that he misled the American public or even that he lied to the American public. He did the opposite of what he said he was going to do, which was going to be honest with the American public. So he really has a PR problem, and this kind of puts an exclamation point on a very controversial and troubled career as president of the United States. I think. But buried here. So when you hear the term they buried the lead should be the lead is what you obviously lead with, although journalists spell it differently, LEDE. But your opening sentence which sets everything else up. But buried, I think it's probably a good dozen paragraphs in or more. The president has discussed pardoning his son with some of his closest aides, at least since Hunter Biden's conviction in June, said two people with direct knowledge of the discussions about the matter. They said it was decided at the time that he, the president, would publicly say he would not pardon his son, even though doing so remained on the table. So this was all planned out. He was going to say one thing, but yet possibly do another. So this was a premeditated, planned out plot, if you will, by the president. I'm going to say I'm not going to pardon him, but then more than likely I will, or I will reserve the right to pardon him. Um, Terrible. That really is. It's reprehensible. So let's look here at what Karine Jean-Pierre, the spokesperson, said. Now, you got to remember, people are taking her to the woodshed, but you got to remember, she's just the mouthpiece. She's just the mouthpiece. She speaks for the president. So, you thought Kamala Harris was very adept at word salad. Listen to this.
I wanted to ask you, could those statements now be seen as lies from the American people? Is there really a credibility issue here given now this announcement?
First of all, one of the things that the president always believes is to be truthful to the American people. That is something that he always truly believes. And if you see the end of his, I assume that you've read his statement, and you look at the end of that statement, and he actually says that in the first line in the last paragraph, and respects the thinking and how the American people will actually see this in his decision making. And I would encourage everyone to read in full the president's statement. I think he lays out his thought process. He lays out how he came to this decision. He came to this decision this weekend. So let's be very clear about that. He says it himself. It's in his voice. He said he came to this decision this weekend. And he said he wrestled with this. And because he believes in the justice system, but he also believes that the war politics infected the process and led to a miscarriage of justice.
Yeah. Wow. She didn't answer the question. Number one, she didn't answer the question. Would the statements that he had said before be seen as lies now? She didn't answer the question at all. She just kind of talked in circles and whatever. Just said a whole lot of nothing. And actually, she said war politics. If you read the statement, it says raw politics, RAW. She flipped the words around. But hey, you know what? I mean, we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. So let's not fault her too much for that. But really, yeah, she didn't say anything. And, talking about he made the decision just this weekend. Yeah, but he was thinking about it for nearly 6 months. Um, he was thinking about it then, and you know, this is not being truthful to the American people. So, wow. Okay, and then we'll let's take a look at the View here because they play a large role in shaping how certain people, not everybody, but how certain people think.
I respect it as a parent. I understand why he would do it. Yeah. But I wonder to understand why lie about it for so long.
I'd stop calling it a lie.
Okay, why repeatedly say you're not going to and you do? And secondarily, for the part of this country, half of it that doesn't support Biden, doesn't know him personally, doesn't get to have phone calls, and they're just looking at a system that seems like it only benefits the people who are in power.
I'm going to say,
what precedent does that set?
Well, here's what it says. It's a precedent for all of us to open our eyes because we've elected someone who is in a similar situation, who didn't have a drug problem, who knew what he was doing, who clearly stood and said, I can do this. And he did it. So I think, for many, many reasons, this is very different than any other situation that we have ever dealt with.
What was that? What can somebody please explain to me what exactly she said there? Because I have no idea. I would like to know. The bottom line is that this now open. Now, not all Democrats were in favor of what Biden did. Some people called it selfish, senile, even, because it now opens the door for President Trump to possibly pardon anybody who wants. Anybody who wants. How about the January 6th protesters? A lot of them have been jailed. They've been imprisoned for their actions, alleged actions. And, a lot of people are saying, well, hey, I mean, if Biden is going to pardon his son, and that's, and in some people's eyes, that's a ridiculous prospect that he would do such a thing, then Trump can pardon the J6 protesters, and nobody should bat an eye. Nobody should whine about it. If he does so, there probably will be whining anyway on one side. But people, a lot of people are saying, you know what, this, he can do it, and it'll be like Biden pardoning his son. So Biden has opened up a can of worms here that because of his selfishness, his nepotism towards his son. That's what some people are thinking. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what Trump does in response to it. I don't know if he actually had any sort of statement regarding what Biden did, but it sounds like he's kind of just keeping that close to the vest, and we'll just have to see what unfolds in his second term in office. But a lot of people have been clamoring for Trump to pardon the J6ers when he gets into office. So yeah, we'll have to see if it actually happens. But man, this really, I don't know if you can overcome this public relations wise. You can talk circles about it all you want. You can say that it was a heartfelt decision. You can say that you didn't, that Biden can say he didn't believe in the justice system, that, well, geez, it was only because it was his son that he was prosecuted anyway. Nobody else in a similar position would have been prosecuted. You can say all that stuff you want, but you got to look at the public perception. And there's been let's be honest, there's been numerous incidents within Biden's presidential term that are really, really controversial, and this kind of puts the exclamation point on it. It's a bad way, I have to say, from a public relations standpoint. It's a bad way to end your career. It really is, and I don't know if he's going to be able to. We'll just see how history reflects it. Might be a bit of both, and they might couch it like you saw NBC do and say, oh, it was a reversal. It was a reversal. We'll have to see how it all plays out. But in my opinion, it's a bad look. It's a bad look to the American people. But I guess Joe Biden doesn't care because he's on his way out. So what? You know, he doesn't care. I guess. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think about all this stuff? Let me know your thoughts, and I will talk to you later.